Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. After my last video about how to farm CG, crocs and tigers, I started testing more advanced and bigger pulls. Main reason for this is to make the CG farm as fast as possible. Therefore I can now show you how I managed to pull CG in 3 pulls and do it in sub 10 minutes if the patrols are in perfect position. Otherwise it's usually between 12 and 13 minutes per clear for me. So as you can see, I now pull the first 4 packs and only use 1 feather per reset, which is nice compared to my previous video, as it gives you twice the amount of resets compared to the amount of feathers, a so-called 1-to-1 ratio. However, now that we pull twice the amount of mobs, the risk of resist is also higher. I personally don't use consumables, but if you feel a bit uncomfortable with this, you can bring some lips. Maybe some healing potions, mana potions if you need. Who knows, they might come in handy. As you can see, I body pulled the first 3 packs and used the counter spell to pull the 4th pack. Then I blink away into a block, and then I watch the attack animation. When a good amount of attack gets out, then get out of the block and cast a Nova right away. Then you can begin your Flame Strike and Con of Cold rotation. Also, a little tip, you should of course pre-pop your Ice Barrier before you go into block, if it's possible of course. And as always, we just keep spamming the Arcane Explosion and the Con of Cold to make sure they die fast and always are slowed. Also, whenever you can, get them into a Nova so you can use the burst with the Flame Strike and Con of Cold. Make sure you start casting Flame Strike when there's 3 seconds left on your Nova. Now unfortunately, when I did the recording, this pull was a little scuffed. Usually I don't go this much down in HP, I can guarantee that. But however, I managed to do it anyway, so as you can see, it's not that hard compared to just pulling 2 packs. So on the second pull, here I used to kill the crocs in this little small area down here. But now I'm actually pulling these crocs up to the tigers, and I kill them all along. Beware of the patrols though. Make sure they are walking away from the tigers when you start the pull. I also started casting my first Nova all the way in the back of the room. This is because it, in my opinion, makes it a lot easier to just spam Arcane Explosion and Con of Cold while kiting the cups and damaging the crocs and tigers at the same time. That way I can kill all the cups fast and efficient while doing most possible damage to the crocs and tigers at the same time. And just like in my previous video, we just do the same thing. We just keep running in circles until we have a nice good stack of all the crocs and tigers. When we have them all stacked up good, then we get out and cast a Nova, and then we begin the kill rotation again. Also remember to maximize leeway. If you get in trouble or maybe get a resist, then you can instantly cold snap and apply another Con of Cold or Frost Nova. If you backpedal, the hitbox gets smaller for the mobs, meaning you can stand closer to them without them being able to hit you than if you strafe, for example. If you strafe, then the leeway mechanic gets enabled and they will get a larger hitbox. So make sure you practice this a lot before you go in. With this amount of mobs, the chance of getting one shot is very high, so don't get in range for them to hit you. Now as you can see, it's a big pull, this one. I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's 21 mobs in this pull alone, which in my opinion is a nice and good pull. At least the rep gain from this pack is about 70 or 80 I think, just in this pull alone, which is really huge if you're rep farming. The total amount of the mobs we kill in this entire dungeon is about 54-55 I believe, if I remember correctly. Anyways, let's move on to the next pull, the final pull. Alright, so the last pull I also kinda changed, which means I do the pull the same way. I just pull them up to the road as you can see here. However, there are 2 patrols walking this road. The big berserker troll and 2 snakes. So you need to be careful and know where they are before you pull. It's a really good idea to mark them to help you see them easier before you pull and such. But just like before, I go into a block, look at the animation, and then I get out and start my rotation again. And I saw here in this clip here, I saw that the patrol was moving away from me towards the tiger, which gives me a lot of time to kill them, which is pretty nice. And then when the snake pack is moving across the road again, then I have a lot of more space to move on now. As you can see, I have a lot of space here to move on, which makes this so much easier than having the limited space down there in my previous video. Anyways, this is how I do, and as you can see, it's much faster and a lot more fun as well when you manage to pull this off. It did, however, take me a lot of tries and a lot of death. I gotta admit, it took me a lot of death to do this. Anyways, I wish you all good luck with this and hope that this improved method maybe can help you to farm this easier as well. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching till the end. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos in the future. I'm doing these farms live on Twitch, link is below. Goodbye!